To truly grasp this unfolding drama, you first need to meet the key players at the heart of the story. Two companies whose ambitions and strategies are shaping the future of global energy. On one side stands Shell, a century-old titan of global energy. With a legacy stretching back to the dawn of the oil age, Shell has built its empire by signing massive, decades-long contracts to supply entire countries with the fuel that powers their economies. They are the very definition of big oil, an industry giant with deep pockets, global reach, and a reputation for reliability and scale. On the other side is Venture Global LNG, a fast-rising American disruptor shaking up the liquefied natural gas, or LNG market. Founded just over a decade ago, Venture Global has quickly become a name to watch. Their business model is simple but powerful. Take abundant U.S. natural gas, chill it to a liquid state, and ship it to energy-hungry markets around the world. This process has opened up new possibilities for global trade. Venture Global is ambitious, nimble, and unafraid to challenge the old order. They're betting big on innovation, speed, and the ability to adapt quickly to changing market demands. So, what's at stake in this battle? The answer is LNG, liquefied natural gas, a fuel that's become a cornerstone of the modern energy landscape. Natural gas is notoriously difficult to transport as a gas, so companies supercool it to minus 260 degrees Celsius, transforming it into a liquid that's 600 times smaller in volume. This makes it possible to move vast amounts of energy across oceans. This technology has redrawn the global energy map, allowing countries like Japan, Germany, and many others to buy gas from the US, Qatar, or wherever the best deal can be found. It's a game changer for energy security and competition. LNG now connects once isolated markets, creating a truly global marketplace for this crucial fuel. The result? More choices, more competition, and a new era of energy trading. In this high-stakes world, Shell and Venture Global are on a collision course, a monumental clash between tradition and innovation, between established power and rising ambition. But this isn't just a business dispute. It's a story about power, promises, and a world that's hungrier than ever for reliable, affordable energy. The outcome could affect everything from electricity prices to international relations. The old guard faces the new disruptor, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The outcome of this battle could reshape the entire energy industry for decades to come. This is the backdrop for one of the most dramatic energy showdowns in recent history. Let's dive in and see how this epic contest unfolds. For years, the LNG market was a picture of stability, anchored by long-term contracts and predictable prices. Buyers and sellers knew what to expect, and the flow of natural gas around the world followed a steady rhythm. Energy companies, governments, and consumers all relied on this sense of certainty to plan for the future. Then, in early 2022, everything changed. Russia invaded Ukraine, sending shockwaves through global energy systems and shattering the old order overnight. Suddenly, the world was reminded just how fragile energy security could be. Europe, heavily dependent on Russian gas for heating homes and powering industries, suddenly faced a crisis as supplies were cut off. The continent was plunged into uncertainty, with leaders scrambling to find alternatives before winter set in. Desperate to keep the lights on and the heat running, European nations turned to the sea, racing to secure shipments of liquefied natural gas, no matter the cost. Ports that had never seen LNG tankers before became critical lifelines. Spot market prices for LNG soared to record highs, sometimes reaching hundreds of millions of dollars per cargo. The market was in chaos, and energy traders watched as fortunes were made and lost in days. Companies with uncommitted LNG, free to sell to the highest bidder, hit the jackpot. Meanwhile, those locked into long-term deals could only watch from the sidelines as profits soared elsewhere. This created a massive divide in the industry. Buyers like Shell, relying on fixed contracts for stability, versus producers tempted by the windfalls of the spot market. The rules of the game were being rewritten in real time. The financial incentive to break from long-term deals was overwhelming. Suddenly, every contract was a potential battleground, and trust between partners began to erode. This tension, between the security of stable contracts and the wild profits of spot prices, sits at the heart of the Shell versus Venture Global dispute, a conflict that would soon capture the attention of the entire industry. The war didn't just change geopolitics, it upended the entire LNG market, forcing companies and countries alike to rethink their strategies and alliances. Suddenly, every contract was under scrutiny. Legal teams and executives pored over the fine print, searching for loopholes and ways to adapt to the new reality. The scramble for gas became a scramble for profit, as companies raced to outmaneuver each other in a volatile, unpredictable market. And that's where our story takes a dramatic turn, at the intersection of war, energy, and the relentless pursuit of profit. Before the chaos began, Shell and Venture Global came together to sign a massive 20-year contract, one that was supposed to guarantee stability and partnership for decades to come. It was a moment of optimism, with both sides envisioning a future built on trust and mutual benefit. Under the deal, Shell agreed to purchase 1 million tons of liquefied natural gas every year from Venture Global's brand-new Calcasieu Pass facility in Louisiana. This wasn't just any contract, it was a cornerstone agreement, tying Shell's global energy strategy to the success of this ambitious American project. These long-term deals are the foundation for financing billion-dollar energy projects. Without such commitments, projects like Calcasieu Pass would struggle to attract the investment needed to get off the ground. For both companies, the stakes were enormous. For Shell, this contract was crucial, a guaranteed supply at predictable prices, helping them manage risk and plan for the future. It was supposed to be a win-win, locking in energy security for Shell and steady revenue for Venture Global. But when Calcasieu Pass finally started producing LNG in early 2022, Venture Global told Shell the plant wasn't fully operational yet. The news was unexpected, and it immediately raised eyebrows at Shell's headquarters. Venture Global cited technical issues, insisting the facility was still in its commissioning phase. They claimed that full commercial operations hadn't officially begun, and that the contract's terms didn't yet apply. Meanwhile, Venture Global shipped over 200 cargoes of LNG, not to Shell, but to the spot market where prices were sky-high. These shipments were snapped up by buyers willing to pay a premium as global energy prices soared. Venture Global called these pre-commissioning cargoes, arguing that the revenue was needed to cover startup costs and technical adjustments. But to outsiders, it looked like a clever way to take advantage of a hot market. To Shell, it looked like Venture Global was chasing profits, not honoring promises. The trust that had underpinned the deal began to erode, replaced by suspicion and frustration. The result? Shell was left scrambling for expensive replacement cargoes, forced to buy on the open market at a time when prices were at record highs. The financial impact was immediate and painful. The contract's spirit was in question, and trust was shattered. What had started as a partnership now felt like a high-stakes standoff. Was this really just a technical delay, or a calculated move to cash in while Shell was left out in the cold? The industry watched closely, wondering if this was a one-off dispute or a sign of deeper problems in the LNG world. The stage was set for a legal showdown that would test not just contracts, but the very meaning of trust in global energy. At the heart of the conflict, was Venture Global's plant truly not operational, or was it a loophole to avoid supplying Shell? Shell argued the plant was running and that Venture Global was dodging its obligations for profit. Venture Global insisted the contract allowed them to sell pre-commissioning cargoes until full commercial operation. Shell accused them of exploiting the system, while Venture Global claimed technical issues were real. Billions were at stake, and both sides saw themselves as right. This wasn't just about gas. It was about the sanctity of contracts in a volatile market. The only way forward? Arbitration. The battle lines were drawn. Shell took Venture Global to arbitration, a private, binding legal process. The panel reviewed evidence and arguments from both sides. The verdict? A stunning blow to Shell. The arbitrators ruled that Venture Global had not breached the contract by selling pre-commissioning cargoes on the spot market. The panel found the plant hadn't reached commercial operation, as defined in the contract, so obligations to Shell hadn't kicked in. To make matters worse, Shell was ordered to pay Venture Global's legal fees, likely tens of millions of dollars. Shell walked away with nothing but a hefty bill. The confidential nature of arbitration means the detailed reasoning remains secret. But the outcome was clear. Venture Global played by the contract's rules, even if it cost Shell dearly. This defeat set the stage for the next legal battle. Shell wasn't ready to give up. Arbitration is usually the end of the road, but Shell wasn't done. They challenged the ruling in New York Supreme Court, arguing there were fundamental flaws in the process. Overturning an arbitration award is extremely difficult. Courts rarely interfere. Shell's move signals just how high the stakes are. If they succeed, it could shake the entire arbitration system for energy contracts. If not, Venture Global's victory will be final. The world is watching as this battle moves from private chambers to public courtrooms. The outcome could redefine how energy disputes are settled. Shell's fight isn't unique. BP faced the same issue with Venture Global. BP also claimed breach of contract after being denied LNG while Venture Global sold to the spot market. But in BP's case, the arbitration panel ruled in BP's favor, awarding over $1 billion in damages. Two nearly identical disputes, two opposite outcomes. The difference? Likely subtle legal arguments and the makeup of each arbitration panel. This inconsistency has rocked the LNG industry. Venture Global now faces similar claims from other European companies. The legal war is far from over. The industry is left questioning the reliability of its contracts. Amid the legal drama, Venture Global made a surprising announcement. The legal fees paid by Shell will go to coastal restoration in Louisiana, not just corporate coffers. The Gulf Coast faces severe environmental challenges, and this pledge is a PR win for Venture Global. Critics call it a small gesture compared to the billions earned, but the funds will support real conservation projects. It reframes the narrative. Some good will come from this bitter dispute. Whether motivated by goodwill or image, the money will help restore a fragile coastline. Even in corporate battles, unexpected positives can emerge. What does this all mean for the future of LNG? The Shell Venture Global saga has shaken faith in long-term contracts once seen as ironclad. Now every clause is under scrutiny and trust is eroding. Future contracts will be tighter, with less room for ambiguity. Financing new LNG projects may become harder as buyers demand stronger guarantees. The industry could shift toward more spot market deals, increasing volatility. The risk calculation for everyone, producers, traders, and buyers, has changed. This case is a warning. Market shocks can expose hidden vulnerabilities. The ripples from this dispute will shape the LNG world for years to come. In the end, it's a lesson about promises, risk, and the unpredictable future of global energy.